Okay.
He said we're going to pray later. Of course, he'll put it in.
Welcome to the B. Bethel Grandma Henry's cooking class. We thank you very much for joining us today. We have 3 wonderful recipes to share with you. The first one we're going to make today is a cornbread. Ingredients are flour, cornmeal, sugar, salt, baking powder, soy milk, cornstarch, and canola oil. So I will just begin to mix. It's definitely helpful to have the ingredients pre-measured. We'll add dry first. And wet second. I'll blend those together. Want to make sure it's well blended so all the ingredients are evenly distributed. And then we'll add our wet ingredients. The canola oil and the soy milk. And we'll mix carefully so no splashing and wasting of the beautiful food. Now this will make just a small batch of cornbread. And today, instead of putting them in a solid pan, we're going to actually put them and make them into little muffins. The beauty of doing little muffins is you don't have a pan to clean up. There we go.
And you put them in the oven.
That's all it took. So that is our cornbread. While our cornbread's baking, we are now going to start our Soulful Chili. This is a combination of a few different recipes come together. Chili is one of those foods that definitely can taste better after a couple of days in the fridge or freezer. So we'll start, actually, the pot already has some coconut oil in it. I'm just going to turn the stove on now. All right, I'm going to put in our onions and garlic and green pepper. So the green pepper and onions are in this container. And I'm using some pre-minced garlic. So we're letting our onions, green pepper, and garlic stir. The recipe calls for olive oil. We had coconut oil today. And then one of the things that we're using is a vegan crumble. It's a dry protein, and I hydrated the dry mix in a mixture of hot water, tomato paste, and some seasonings. So normally some of them they won't look exactly like this. This has a little bit of seasoning in it already. Is that enough?
It's good.
You think it's good enough?
Yes.
We can start. All right, so now we'll start adding the rest of the ingredients. We're going to add the ground beef. This is Gardein, and actually the crumbles, let me show you this is for Flora. This is the vegan crumbles that we're using today. This particular one is both gluten-free and soy-free. And it was something I just came across and we're trying today. So that's what we've hydrated here. That's a lot of food. There we go. So our crumbles are in. Now we'll add these Gardein plant-based ground beef. One thing this chili will not be shy of is protein. Now in this container, this beautiful container of beans, there are 2 cans each of black beans, pinto beans, and kidney beans. These are going to go in next. Do we have enough space? All right. Now, we're going to add a can of tomatoes. This particular can is fire roasted diced tomatoes with garlic. Yeah, it needs liquid. Then we're also going to add 6 ounces of regular tomato paste. Then I'm just going to add the rest of the seasonings. The beans were black pinto and kidney. So we're going to add the rest of the seasonings now. This is chili powder and cumin. This is mustard and parsley. Have a little black pepper and some, the recipe might call for Worcestershire sauce. We're using some liquid aminos as a substitute. And then 2 cups of water. That'll help. All right. The recipe also calls for some red pepper flakes and salt and pepper to taste. We're not going to add those now. We'll let the people who are blessed with receiving these foods season it to their taste. Thank you very much, Grandma Henry. Very good. Now, our last recipe today is a beautiful potato soup. And in case anybody is wondering, I am not domestic at all, but thankfully there are others who are and provide good tools for me. So our potato soup calls for 5 pounds of russet potatoes. We've had these potatoes sitting in water. We just drained off the water just before we began recording today. We have green pepper, and onions. Whew. These are some powerful onions. They got me. A mixture of celery and carrots. And we've got vegetable stock, the liquid aminos, some coconut milk, and the seasonings are sea salt, garlic powder, onion powder, chicken style seasoning, some thyme, black pepper, and salt and pepper to taste. So we're basically just going to place all of the ingredients in the pot and turn it on, heat it up, as it goes through and the potatoes get a little bit soft, we'll crush the potatoes up to give it a more soupy consistency. And that's it. Here we go. And then we will allow these to cook until the potatoes are cooked through.